So, welcome back. This is the 13th segment of Making Sense for 7 Minutes, a summer-long series, Monday through Friday, where we are surveying, if you will, our historical narrative as given to us in the Bible, and asking the I lost my word. What word is it that I'm looking for? Relevant. The immeasurably relevant. I've got to memorize that. Question. So what? We should probably get started. Listen, when you and I struggle to understand and address the difficulties that confront us in our various relationships, I think that the best place to start on such an exploration is with the very first case of relational breakdown in history, which Adam and Eve experienced and is recorded in Genesis 3, verses 8 through 12. Now, what we discover is that there is a pattern that Adam and Eve experienced and that we realize has been and continues to be repeated universally throughout history and in the lives of all of our family and all of our friends and our own lives. The pattern looks like this. Adam and Eve, having rebelled, disobeyed, sinned against what God told them to do, or not to do, experienced a breakdown in their relationship with Him, which inevitably, unavoidably, led to a breakdown in their relationship with themselves. Adam with himself, Eve with herself, which then inevitably led to a breakdown in their relationship with those around them, each other. And they couldn't be around each other unless they were running in circles, and then they keep running into each other. Never mind, think about it. Now, what indicates that there was a breakdown in Adam and Eve's relationship to themselves, Adam with himself, Eve with herself, is that Adam, when he is called by God, where are you? Responds, I was naked and afraid, so I hid. At which point God asked what looks on the surface to be the silliest question. Who told you you were naked? Who told them they were naked? Nobody had to tell them they were naked. They could look and see that they were naked. Except that prior to this, there had been no concept of naked. They'd been running through the garden for literally, God only knows how long, buck. And it never occurred to them that they were naked. If you would ask them, are you naked? It would have been like asking a fish if he's wet. Yet, out of their disobedience, their sin, something happened, and they were made aware of nakedness. Now, there's a lot there, all of which is worth exploring. But let me just say that of all that's there, there's at least this. And that is that for the very first time in human history, there is a problem with self-image. Adam and Eve began grabbing fig leaves and sewing them together in order to cover themselves up. They are suddenly self-conscious about how someone else might perceive them. And they're the only two there. Yet, they do what they can to alter their personal presentation. Does that sound familiar? When we talk about self-image, there are 5 questions that lie behind the formation of how a person views himself or herself. Who or what am I? Why am I here? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Do I have any value or worth? Well, where do you go to get answers to questions like that? You go to the one who created you to begin with. But what if you're not on speaking terms? Then where do you go? Family, friends, community, community at large, commercials, magazine ads, cosmopolitan, insufferable jackasses like Hugh Hefner and his bunny parade. If you cut yourself off from your trustworthy source of information about the unique, one-of-a-kind, never has been, never will be again, divine original that you are, if you cut yourself off from the trustworthy answers, then you are open prey to all those around you who would, if they can, determine for you who they think you ought to be. Thanks, y'all.